Welcome to Mr. Cooper's Geography class. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and I hate to bum out a lot of you guys, but we're not going to sit here and listen to me lecture. I know a lot of people like to listen to me talk and take notes. Today we're going to do something what you call flipped lesson. By flips, I know a lot of people be like, Coach Cooper, I can't do any flips. No, I don't mean that you have to do flips. I mean, I'm going to flip the lesson around. I'm going to do a little explaining. I'm going to have you do the research and find the answers for yourself. Today we're going to talk about maps. What do you guys know about maps? I was talking to a kid the other day. He goes, Coach Cooper, why do I need to know about any maps? I've got a GPS right on my phone. And I told him the same thing I'm going to tell you. One time I followed my GPS and it led me astray. I was trying to get to Cleveland. It took me off into the bad part, got me off on an exit, and went to the bad area of Cleveland. And this was a Sunday afternoon. And as a Browns fan, I can tell you, Sunday afternoons in Cleveland are usually a bad time to be around there. So I don't always buy into looking at the GPS. It's a good idea to know how a map works, just in case you're ever in a situation where your cell phone doesn't work, or you don't know where you're at, or you're in the worst part of Cleveland on a Sunday afternoon. You might want to have an idea how a map works. And today we're going to go over some of the 5 basic skills in maps, some different types of maps, and finally some latitude and longitude. So let's talk about the 5 map basics. 5 map basics give you a general description of what the map is about, what it's showing you, where it's located, how big or how small it is, and what direction it wants you to go. So the first map basic is the title. The title is a general description and what the map wants you to focus your attention on. So if it's the map of the United States, it's going to say map of the United States. Or if it's a map of population of Europe, it'll probably say map of population of Europe. So the title allows you to focus on what you're looking at. The second part is the legend or the key. The key on a map tells what symbols are on the map, what they are, what they represent. Some, like trees, will be little shrubs or trees. Some will be color shaded for different population areas. Dirt roads or roads will be described as solid lines or dash lines. So the legend kind of gives you what you're looking at, a description of what is out there. The next step of the 5 map basics, is the compass. So you want to know what direction, north, south, east, or west. What direction the map is looking, what direction you're going to have to go if you're going to be using that map to travel or for whatever other reasons. The next map basic number 4, is the scale. The scale of the map defines the ratio of how big or how small things are. It gives us, you can't fit hundreds and hundreds of miles on a map. You have to put it into something that gives you something that you can look at. So it's not so big. So it gives you a scale. It gives you a reference to how far distance-wise places are apart from each other. And the last step of my 5 map basics is the locator map. Now this isn't always on every map, but the locator map is usually off in the corner. It shows you where in relation what you're looking at is to the rest of the world or outside of its region. So if you're looking at a place of Europe, it'll show you the rest of the world to show you where Europe is located. Or say if you're looking at a place like Erie, Pennsylvania, it'll show you the outskirting counties and states to allow you to know what generally lies around what you're looking at. Now we're going to move into what different types of maps are there out there. There's all kinds of different maps. There's navigational maps, there's topographical maps, vegetation maps, weather maps, road maps, all kinds of different maps. But for this lesson, I want you to focus on 3 different types of maps: physical maps, political maps, and thematic maps. Physical maps show us the actual landform and the water that's around the area. If there's mountains or streams or lakes, it's going to put those out there. It's going to show you where the changes of elevation occur, how the land actually looks, and what the terrain around what you're looking at is going to be like. And these are physical maps, so they show you the general geographical land of the area. The next map we're going to talk about are political maps. Political maps are maps designed that what the governments show you as political boundaries. So like a map of all the United States, of all the different states, that would be a political map. Or a map of all the countries. I like to say that political maps look like a rainbow threw up on them, because there's always a lot of different colors to define the different states or the different countries. The last map we're going to talk about is a thematic map. And a thematic map can be made of any kind of statistical data that you want to put in it. So a popular example of a thematic map would be population. So as you're labeling population along a map, you'd look in the key and see what the population, what each little mark means, and it would be able to show you the different populations. Finally, we're going to talk about latitude and longitude. And these are two different ways that distance is shown around the globe, where latitude lines are lines that travel from east to west, and longitude lines are lines that travel from north to south. A good way to remember it is longitude is long, so long goes up and down, north to south. 0 degrees latitude is the equator. I know most of you guys have heard of that. 0 degrees longitude is the prime meridian. Okay, I hope you found something out of this map lesson today. So right now I've got sent you guys 2 quizzes through your email. You're going to check it out, fill out the appropriate basic math steps. Also, describe the different types of maps: political, physical, and thematic. And finally, latitude and longitude. You're going to need to label the equator and the prime meridian. Once you have that all wrapped up, take one of your freehand maps that I passed out that are blank. You go online, look up another map. I don't want you to just transcribe it off the internet onto the paper. It doesn't have to be to scale, so don't worry about that, but please include a key, a title, and some of the other basic parts. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck with maps, and don't get lost in Cleveland.